This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes for movies and television straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, bro?
Oh man, it's been a long day, man. It's been a long day. Why? I've been texting you all day, like, man, my damn truck broke down. I had to put a new starter in it, man. That put me like 2.5 hours behind. It's Christmas time. And then, like, man, it's been one of them days, man. And it's like once you get behind, especially like an area that I run, there ain't no catching up. No, I forget about it. Like, oh man, if I do this, I can get through this faster. Nah, ain't happening. So you just gotta eat it. So it's been one of them days, man. But I do got good news that I'm gonna ask you how you doing. I just saw, and I wanted to save it for the podcast, man. I want to save it for the podcast. I got some of the greatest news that I've seen in a long time. When I tell you that I can't remember, I think it was number 2 on my list when we did the top TV shows of all time. Like when we did our separate list, I think this show was number 2 on my list. When I tell you that I just saw that they about to pull a Ray Donovan. Yo, did you see it's about to be a Luther movie, my guy?
Oh, it's a movie. I thought it was a season.
No, they doing it a movie. I'm like, yo, when I tell you I was so motherfucking happy, you know I am about Luther, boy. That is my shit, my guy. And I thought it was fake. Cause people post a lot of shit. So you know what I'm saying? Do your research. I go to Idris Elba's page and he posted it. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Luther's back. You know what I'm saying? We basically gonna finish this up with a movie. Cause that's how Ray Donovan did it. Because Ray Donovan, they canceled the show. And then they were just like, all right, well, to close the chapter, we just gonna make a Ray Donovan movie. So I guess to close this chapter, they're just gonna do it like a movie. Even though the thing about Luther is, even though it was a continuous story, it was really many movies. Like the episode, like that wasn't always the same. Like he had different suspects, you know what I'm saying? But the one that kind of tied it all together was Ruth. But Alice, her real name Ruth, but Allison. But anyway, boy, I was so happy to see that. So I'm ecstatic, man, to see this Luther movie that's gonna be coming out.
What's up,
so that's one thing I am happy about. But man, how you feeling? How you doing? What's going on with you?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. I don't got no complaints, man. I'm excited because last night I won the fantasy basketball league for the day. So you know what I'm saying, excited about that. Hopefully I can get another win tonight. And man, I don't know what it was, man, but I was looking through them players, man. And I was like, I think, you know what I'm saying, some of these guys go pull through for me. A bunch of them did. So, you know what I'm saying? I made some great picks. I'm excited about this shit, man. This fantasy shit has been super fun, man. So I just been, you know what I'm saying, focusing on fantasy and playing, you know what I'm saying, playing around with that. My cousins want to do a money league. So I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, learning a little bit more about this basketball shit so I can start taking their money.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for the money league. But the crazy thing is I looked at like the standings. I am second in the standings, but like points wise. But the highest I've ever placed is 3rd place. And that week, that day, it was only 3 entries. Like, it's like I'm getting like the numbers, but it's just like it's weird. Like I don't get it. But dude, I'm not good with week to week for some odd reason. Like when it comes to the one league,
it's difficult.
Yeah, like when it comes to like the regular league, like dude, like I played last year with some guys that I worked with last year, and I came in 1st place in the league, like the regular league. Then we do this one this year, which it was supposed to be a podcast thing, but some of us in it, and it's like I'm sitting at 1st place now. You know what I'm saying? They're like 11-2 or some shit like that. I can do those. You know what I'm saying? I'm good about getting people off the waivers, but man, every week, drafting every week, Man,
Hey,
I can't shit.
hey, it's a
I think I
skill.
might have won one time, but I think I might have won
Yeah, I
one
think
time. Like it's
I got
tough.
like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But
but so real quick, man, you know what I'm saying? We got to send our condolences out to the family of Christy Alley. You know what I'm saying? Some know her for being a cast member on Cheers. Other people know her for being a cast member on Third Rock from the Sun. She's played in a host of movies and everything else. She's been in Hollywood for a long time, and she recently passed, I believe, with a from a battle with cancer. So you know what I'm saying, we want to send our condolences and rest in peace to Christy Alley, and also rest in peace to Judge Mills Lane, who passed at the age of 87. Um, man, he's been around a while. He's been, you know what I'm saying, a boxing referee. He's been an actual judge. He had his own TV show, you know what I'm saying? It was on with when Judge Judy came out, Judge Mills Lane show was out as well. So we want to send our condolences out to his family as well. Both of them had, you know what I'm saying, a nice footprint in Hollywood. Judge Mills Lane, you may know him from the TV show, or you may even know him from back in the day being the voice of his cartoon version of himself on Celebrity Deathmatch. So, you know, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, their families are getting through the grieving process okay, and or as best they can. I don't want to say okay, but as best as they can. It's never easy losing a loved one, and it's never, you know what I'm saying, easy just losing somebody you love. So yeah.
yeah.
Um
Yeah, man.
outside of that, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, Kristen Alley, like, I've I've seen episodes of Cheers. My dad used to watch it back in the day, but I really didn't really recognized her back then. So like she, everybody know her from Cheers. She's famous for Cheers. Um, but for me, the first time that I like really like noticed her, because I really didn't notice her in Cheers like that. But because I mean I was super young when they used to watch Cheers, but I noticed her on with John Travolta in the movies Look Who's Talking, like Look Who's Talking Too, and all that type shit. Those movies were, you know, those are one of the movies that were age appropriate for me to be watching because I've always talked about on this podcast how I'll be watching. I used to watch movies that I definitely wasn't supposed to be watching at the time, whether it was Menace to Society, whether it was Candyman, or whether it was Boys in the Hood, and like all of these type movies, like those were none, especially something like Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I'm saying? Like I was watching non-appropriate movies for my age group, but for some odd reason, man, I was very captivated by those movies, man. So I thought that those movies was cool. But another person that I wanted to give um, a rest in peace to that I, I I tried to do it that day, but some stuff came up and I forgot, and then I just kept missing it. And when you did a rest in peace to those two people, it reminded me to do this one. But we also got to give a rest in peace to Jason David Frank. Even though he got three first names, but he passed away at the age 49. Um, this was back in the November when he passed away. And what we famously know him for is being the Green and the White Ranger. I remember when Power Ranger, for the people that don't know, yeah, I grew up watching Power Rangers. And when the Power Ranger movie first came out, you know what I'm saying, back in the mid 90s, and my man introduced the White Ranger suit, you know what I'm saying, with the white tiger on that bad boy. I thought that was the hardest Power Ranger suit I've ever seen in my life. And like we used to, when I was kids, like me and my cousins and shit, we used to be in the front yard and we used to be Power Rangers. We used to be out there doing roundhouse kicks. You know what I'm saying? I was the Black Ranger, which was Zach, if I'm not mistaken. I had two female cousins. They would fight over being Kimberly, the pink one. But like one would be the pink one and one would be the yellow one. But but yeah, what he meant to you know what I'm saying, our childhood as being Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fans. You know what I'm saying? When they used to link up and be the one big ass Power Ranger and shit. Talk to the dude that was in the fucking glass container, whatever you want to call that damn thing. But but yeah, man, we just forgot to do a rest in peace to him. I mean, to be honest, that's the only thing I've ever even seen him in was you know what I'm saying, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, man. So, you
Yeah, that's
know,
all
I
he
just
ever had to be on.
yeah, man. So I just, you know, I just wanted because I kept forgetting to bring it up, man. So definitely, man, rest in peace to Jason David Frank, man, for being, you know, involved in my childhood and actually being two color Power Rangers. But that white suit was always the one. That's and man, when that came out in that movie, I was like, yo, because I actually went to the movies to go see that Power Ranger movie when it came out. And
Yeah,
when they
definitely.
revealed that
Oh
suit,
man,
I was
and
like,
how
yo,
you not gonna know who Zordon is?
man, I be forgetting about Zordon. I forget his name, yo. Um, but but yeah, man. But shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, as a kid, you know, them kid crushes, man. Kimberly was the one back in the day, but like, you know what I
Hey, she
mean?
was until Aisha stepped on the scene.
Aisha was cold, but Aisha was she was the second
Yeah,
Yellow Ranger though, right? Because there was a like
yeah,
an Asian girl that played the
yeah,
first one. Yeah.
yep.
So
Trini.
yeah, so I'm just saying, man, like yeah, I just kept forgetting to actually give him his rest in peace. So shout out to that dude,
Definitely, man. Um, I mean, if you grew up, especially if you was around our age and you grew up around that time in the early '90s, man, when Power Rangers came on Fox, and then they had
man.
X-Men and Spider-Man and all that, man. Saturday mornings used to be for the gods, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. I miss them days, man. But
Man, I'm
listen,
telling you.
let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into, you know what I'm saying, our feature presentation. You know what I'm saying? Enough time has been mulled over. It's time to get into some laughs, man. It's time to possibly talk about one of the greatest child actors of all time. So let's get into Bad Santa. We about to go ahead and hit you over the head with the trailer, and then we gonna get into it, man. Let's go.
What's wrong with
Let's
you?
do
It's
it.
a kid. I told you I didn't want to do this, huh? Oh, good.
The naughtiest guy in town just might discover
He's a really sweet kid, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
how to be nice.
Good night, Santa. Good night, Mrs. Santa's sister. Santa!
Billy Bob Thornton, Bernie Mac, Tony Cox. Bad Santa.
I beat up some kids today, but it was for a purpose. It made me feel good about myself.
You need many years of therapy.
Okay, so continuing, you know what I'm saying, our holiday festival that we usually do every year, man. Bad Santa, you know, what what how does it feel, you know what I'm saying, rewatching this classic, man?
Still hilarious. Um, it sucks that we are in the time that we're in because even
Yeah.
though they came out with the second one in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, 2016 still ain't what 2000. Well, to me it seemed like what a change really started to happen was around 2020. But
Yeah.
you definitely can't make this shit no more. Like it's a movie it had its time, but like a Van Wilder and like we were speaking about before, like I don't think they can make this movie today or
Mm-hmm.
get away with the things that they get away with. But like, yo, this shit is still funny. It's still hilarious. It was good going back and watching it. Like, and then even just watching the movie, rest in peace to Bernie Mac. Even watching the movie with Bernie
Yeah.
Mac in it, you know what I'm saying? With him sitting there eating that damn orange. He wasn't even saying nothing. That shit was just hilarious to me. Because it's just like it's Bernie Mac, man. It's like,
Right.
man, it was good to see him, but man, like going back and watching this, man, it still holds up. it's still hilarious. And just for him to talk to that kid like
For
that,
sure.
and the all time line, I'm glad they put it in the trailer. Well, my man said, "Good night, Santa. Good night, Santa sister." Because after he told him that that Miss Santa kicked him out the house because he was sleeping with her sister. That
Man,
is all time, dude. But what about for you,
hilarious.
man?
So for me, Billy Bob Thornton is off off the rip making this movie everything that it is. You got like this grumpy ass, raunchy ass old man, and all he really trying to do is get by. You know what I'm saying, and scrape up a few dollars, bro. Dude is first off, he using this little boy to have a place to sleep because his grandma is out of the fucking whack. Okay. Then he eating sandwiches and shit. You know what I'm saying? He got this little dude doing all this crazy shit. I mean, he basically done became this little dude's uncle / father out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He makes it funny, but to me, the kid makes the movie. If it's not for the kid, this movie is not as funny as people think it is. Because the little boy is just, he put them in so many different predicaments and situations that it's just like, bruh. First off, he way too naive as a kid, and he way too honest. So like even the part that like you just mentioned when he was like, "Good night, Santa's sister." I mean Santa's Mrs. Santa's sister. Like, come on, bro. like in that moment, you don't want that to be the, you know what I'm saying? You don't, first off, Billy Bob Thornton is trying to get some cheeks in this moment. This little nigga need to be in the bed, away from the situation. And then he come and hit it with that, bro. I'm like, man, that shit was classic. But no, this was a great. It's always a great watch around this time of the year. It's really a great watch at any time of the year, but because it is a Christmas movie, it's a great watch this time of the year.
Yeah, I'm with you on both of those things, but it is a little different around Christmas because like the great thing about doing like the 2 months that we do this stuff, it's like they put a lot of these movies on the streaming services, so we don't really gotta, you know what I'm saying, find them or at least pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really the best time to watch it is around this time, but at the same time, it's like, yo, he is very super naive, and then like for Billy Bob Thornton to do shit like to get as drunk as he be getting and forgetful as he be
Man, he
getting.
be getting lit.
I mean, super lit. And he like when the boy had the storybook thing, and it would be a piece of chocolate in there, and
Mm-hmm.
when he just went through that bitch and ate all the chocolate, and he take it back together, he put a candy corn in there, he put a pill in there. Yo, I'm like, yo, this is the all time, yo. Like you really put a NyQuil in there, yo. I'm talking about. This is the last person you ever want to see caretaking for your kid. And then like grandma, all she know
Man.
how to say is, "Do you want me to make you a sandwich?" Like everything was, "Do you want me to make you a sandwich?" Yo, no, listen, when grandma was passed out on the couch and they thought she was dead.
Oh my god. Bro, you talk about
Hey,
hilarious.
yo, that's comedy. That
Sure.
is comedy. I mean, but look, I get what you're saying. The little kid did make a lot of the movie, like, but the battle that was going on throughout the movie though, you know what I'm saying, with Willie and Marcus,
Mm-hmm.
that shit, that's comedy, dude.
Bro,
That is
Tony Cox, bro.
comedy.
Tony Cox, bro. Come on, man. That's somebody we gotta start giving flowers to. Cause you talking about just all around funny. Tony Cox is hilarious.
Dude, that dude is hilarious. No, but the all time funny part though, when when Marcus and Jen was going at it, and he said, "I stick you up my ass, small fry."
No. The funniest part is when him and the little boy was sparring when they was trying to teach the little dude how to fight. and he, and he kicked Willie in the shit, or he hit Willie in the shit, And then Willie hit that nigga in his nuts, and that nigga fell over, and that nigga tumbled up like that, and his legs was in the air.
Yo, hey,
bro.
Hey, I'm dead.
I'm talking about when I first seen that shit, I rewinded that shit like 17 times. That shit had me crying laughing, bro. That's my favorite part of the fucking movie, bro.
Why did I know that was your favorite part? Man, the way he fell down
it's the fall, it's just the fall, bro.
And it's like what it was. It was like when he fell, and it's like his stomach, like he rolled over his stomach and he kicked his feet up in the air. I'm like, yo, like I knew that had to be one of your favorite parts, man.
Oh my god,
that is so. That was
too funny, bro.
And then they started kicking each other when he was on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like Willie and Marky started kicking each other. Yo, but man, you want to talk about like getting lit and getting drunk? It's just like, yo, I always felt the way about these dudes that play Santa Claus in the mall, man. Like I only did that shit with my kids maybe like 2 times when they was like super young. I was like, I don't like this shit. Like I don't like standing in these lines and then having my kids sit in these kids' lap. Like, nah, man. Like this is some weirdo shit.
Have you ever did it while shopping though?
Nah.
Yeah, that's the worst. You gotta hold them bags and shit all in the line. You be looking stupid as fuck with all them goddamn bags waiting in that long ass line.
Yeah, and it just like, but for them to get a Santa Claus, and then like when they fired the one, like when they went to the new mall and they fired the one dude, he actually looked like fucking Santa Claus. He was like, man, it's not about the money. And then you see this dude walking in, he called him a fraud. Yeah, that shit was funny. He was like, man, he just got the midget, man. The midget make him a prophet or something, they had said. But I will say though, for it to be 2003, they did mention the whole thing of like, yo, do we still call them that? And then like Jen was like, they prefer little people. So I didn't think that was really a thing until like a couple of years ago. But this movie came out in 2003.
No, the midget thing has been on for like a while now. I think people just didn't start caring until like 2014.
Yeah, because they probably prefer little people because obviously it was in this movie and like they was like, yo, they prefer little people. But yeah, like for them to put that in here and then like no, when the dude tried to you want to talk about how the kid made the movie. You know what I'm saying? Bob has something to do with making the movie too, because when he was in there trying to explain to him, when he said, well, I think we need to get rid of, the new guys. He said, because I was walking in the such and such store and I happened to hear a noise and then I hear him say,
he was fucking her.
He said, you're not going to be able to shit in a week. I'm like,
hey,
yo.
Man, something was wrong with Willie, bro. This dude was just boning fat chick, bro.
Well, until the old new girl came around, the bartender.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like he like this dude was just boning any kind of chick that would give it to him, and then like his bar was super super low. Like any chick that batted an eyelash at him, she could have been a hooker off the street. He was about to get it.
Oh, what he did? Remember?
Yeah.
Did you see the person who made the one appearance in this movie? Olivia Spencer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Remember, she was one of the because he was like, he said he was like, hey, come here, and she was like, look, Willie, I ain't fucking with you no more. I couldn't shit for a week. And he was like, nah, he's like, somebody's in my room. And so he didn't go to his room, and that's when he started staying with the kid. But yeah, like, come on, man, look at Willie. Like, I mean, could he really have standards? The way he was living, and
if he didn't clean himself up, he probably could, man.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, he was a fucking train wreck, man.
Like he was
drunk.
He was a fucking thief. All kind of shit, man.
Yeah, this motherfucker was, man, he pissed on himself. And then it got kids coming in there sit on his lap. Come on, man. Yo, this motherfucker's wild. But this is the thing we didn't get into.
Hey,
So
what
like
did the one little kid say to him when they was on his lap, bro?
I don't
Didn't they
remember,
say like
man.
you smell like beer or some shit like that? And he burped in their face or some shit.
Well, I know that the fat kid, you know what I'm saying, sneezed in his face, and he had that damn chocolate, and he ended up getting down
Oh yeah, then he got all over his beard.
chocolate ice cream over his beard. But but no, like this is the crazy part about it. Like when you really say like the synopsis of the movie, it's like it's these two dudes that go from city to city, mall to mall, and they wait till Christmas to get together. And what they do is they play Santa Claus, he play the elf, and they rob it, and then they get out of Dodge. That is the synopsis of this movie. But Willie gets worse and worse and worse every year because he gets drunker and drunker every year. And like, yo, that shit was nuts. Like when he said, yo, he was like, I'm gonna go. He was like, man, I'm done. You know, we made this much money. He said, I'm gonna go to Miami, be a bartender, get a bar, and I'm just gonna chill. He was like, Willie, yeah, right. He said, you gonna love my phone call in November and all this little shit. And then this motherfucker, they go to Miami, and this motherfucker at the bar, he making a drink and shit. And then all of a sudden, the real bartender pop up. He was like, man, get the fuck from around my bar. You sitting there watching the movie like, oh man, Willie wasn't lying. Man, that motherfucker still was a piece of shit. That jump was hilarious. But the thing now, that's something cannot happen today. Like, ain't no way in hell. And then, first of all, alarm systems don't even do that no more. Like that shit gave this motherfucker 30 seconds, and then they had to, you know what I'm saying, hit the stop button. It's like, nah. But Marcus' girlfriend was all time though, but she was just making lists like all the shit that she wanted. Even though they robbing the place, she still want him to go around. This motherfucker walking around the mall with a damn cart, snatching up all the shit that she want. Yo, when he couldn't get the scarf off of that fucking mannequin, and he had to get what I want to say, a golf cart, a golf club, and he kept hitting the mannequin in the leg. He had to break the leg.
Why didn't he just knock it over?
Exactly. Just knock the damn mannequin over. You sitting there chopping this shit.
Just knock it over.
Yo,
that is
crazy, all time.
Man. Yo, my thing is this though. Like how bad or not even how bad, how big of a score do you think robbing the mall is, bro? Because if they doing that shit every year and they just hopping from state to state or place to place, like they gotta be making some fucking bank.
And if people also gotta consider this. This is 2003. So really kind of filmed in 2002. Wasn't a lot of people using debit cards. There was a lot of cash flowing through a lot of places at this time. So I'm pretty sure they were scoring pretty damn big. But the only thing about it is they're only cracking one safe. Like everybody don't put all of their money in one safe. Like the stores are their own individual stores. So that was the one thing that does kind of throw it off a little bit, because it's like, why would the store take their money and then I'll go put it in one collective safe? You know what I mean? So like that was one.
For the holidays, I could see how that would made sense. I'm sorry, how that would have made sense especially for the plot of the movie, but especially then, because like I could see how, like, you know what I'm saying, it's around Christmas time, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the banks probably, you know what I'm saying, closing early, shit like that. A lot of these stores can't really make, you know what I'm saying, make they drop deposits and all that shit. So they probably all storing them for a certain amount of time. Then when the, you know what I'm saying, when the mall open back up, they go down there, go get their drop, go drop it out, you know what I'm saying, go deposit it at the bank the next day or whatever that may be. But I mean, outside of that, like that's the only reason I could think that shit would actually work.
Or if they just pick like one store, like yo, we know Macy's gonna be booming, like we know JC Penney
Yeah,
gonna be booming.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like one of those places would have a lot of cash in it at night, 'cause like you said, they wouldn't be able to take that money to the bank till the next morning. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because the mall is probably closing at like 10 o'clock at night or some shit like that. So like yeah, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that it would, especially in that time. Yeah, like now it'd be stupid if you try to rob
Big time.
a mall today. What are you robbing it
Mm-hmm.
for? Like a bunch of gift cards? Like
Yeah,
you ain't nobody's really spending cash like that anymore. So like yeah, you're not gonna get a big score at a mall today. But like yeah, but remember he said, I think that they said, if I'm not mistaken, um they had like over 100K each. I think.
yeah. That's what I said.
But
I mean, to me, I could see that. I could see that type of money being at a mall because I can just imagine like from from the end of Thanksgiving up until like the week before Christmas, they probably, especially in 2003 and 2002, that shit was probably like busy than the motherfucker because
oh yeah,
online shopping wasn't really a big thing yet.
of course. That's what I'm saying. Like I know
We
it
was still
it,
getting
it
East
had to
Bay.
be mad money. Oh yeah, yeah, East Bay. But yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's definitely a big score. I like the you know what I'm saying, where Bernie Mac was able to shine, where Glenn was able to shine when he finally like put it together and discovered like yo, like these dudes come in every year to go to mall and like they
Mm-hmm.
they rob them. So he was like, yo, so he put it all together. He put two and two together. He was like, all right, so this is what I want. It's like I want half. He was like, and then Willie was like, man, that's some bullshit. No. Mark's like, nah, man, listen, I got this, man, I got this. He was like, all right, give you 35%, half. All right, I give you 38%, half. 40.
But he kept doing it with the straight face though.
Straight face. And then he said, 42. And then he got all the way. He was like, all right, this is it right here. Like, this is it. 45. Half. This motherfucker said 49. Half. And he was like, he said, Willie looked at him like, Willie said, well, damn, I mean, it's just 1% now. Like, what fucking difference is it going to make now? Yeah, it was just so funny because he was so confident that he had it. He was like, look, Willie, chill, man. I got this. Yo, that shit was fucking hilarious. But I was like, yo, Bernie Mac, man, listen, man, you want to talk about, like, we've had some big losses in the comedy community, man. But, like, that one, like, man, I mean, even the last movie he did with Soul Man, yo, that shit, that was a funny ass movie he did with Samuel. Yeah, man. It sucks to lose a great comedian like that, man. But yeah, it was just so good to see him, man. It was so good to see because I haven't seen a movie with him in a while actually. But like it was just really good to see him, even though he didn't really have a lot of screen time in this. But you know, I did think it was funny that he wore cowboy boots and shit. And he was like,
that shit was crazy, and they weren't even in Texas.
That's what I'm saying. They was in Phoenix. like what the hell? Like, why are you wearing that shit, yo?
That shit didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, like so that was funny, man. But yeah, I thought that was a good little interaction that they had there. No, all time. And I hate to put it like this, but man, we had a Karen moment in this movie. I don't know if you caught it, but when he was at the mall and him and Marcus was talking, he was eating that salad, and Marcus and his girl left, and that lady came up. She said, "Look, honey, here's Santa Claus. Do you want to tell him what you want?" And this motherfucker said, "I'm on a fucking break." She was like, she said, "You gonna talk to me like that in front of my kid? I'm gonna call my husband. I was like, really? Like, come on, man. You gonna come up on this dude. He ain't got his beard on. He ain't got his hat on. He
He
just got
eating
his sandal
fucking
suit on, eating
salad
a
and shit.
salad. You coming to him bringing your child. Bitch, you deserve for him to say, I'm on fucking break.
Big time.
Like,
Big time.
that shit reminds me of like, and see, and that's why I told you, I've never been an autograph guy. But that shit reminded me
Yeah.
of like a motherfucker. Like I remember Eminem was telling. I'm pretty sure other people got stories too. But Eminem was telling the story like, "Yo, I'm in the bathroom taking a piss, and this dude come up to me like, hey, you give me this autograph and you get done." It's like the fuck, like man, if you don't get the fuck out of my
Yeah, I'm
face,
not doing that. That's one place. That's one place you cannot do that at. In a bathroom, in a men's bathroom, women's bathroom, pansexual bathroom, whoever, you cannot ask for a fucking autograph in the midst of somebody using the restroom, bro. Just let them piss in peace.
yo. But then at the same time, it's like, yo, you can tell my man, he's sitting there eating a salad and he don't have his beard on.
Yeah.
Like, no, lady, don't come up to me with your damn child when I've been dealing with kids all damn day, sitting on my lap, asking for shit. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that I'm fucking gonna break it to them, and then you're gonna bring your kid in front. And then that's another thing. What type of example you set for your kid? Santa Claus got a beard. You know what I'm saying? Santa Claus wear a hat. He wears a suit all the time. This dude is just in the mall with a Santa Claus suit on, eating a salad.
Yep.
And you're gonna tell your kid, hey, look who it is. Man, she deserved that shit. She deserved it. I'm sorry.
And see, this another thing too. The motherfucker, like you said, he ain't have his beard on or nothing. He could have just been a crazy motherfucker in the mall dressed up as Santa.
He was a crazy motherfucker in the mall.
I mean, no, I'm just, yeah, he definitely was. He really was. I'm just saying, like, he could have just been one of them weirdo motherfuckers, just like, you know how motherfuckers just be outside, just like doing shit for no reason. Like motherfucker come outside with the little sign with the straps on the ass naked, and it say some wild shit on the front and the back. You be like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? He could have been just walking in the mall drunk like a motherfucker with a Santa outfit on, just walking in the mall. You don't know what that man, if he was Santa or not.
True, but I will say this on a serious note, real quick, because that just like what you just said just reminded me of it, and it does suck of what happened down in, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Texas last week, where a dude who was he wasn't faking, because there was a thing where, because I remember to another story, a place had got robbed and people had on like FedEx uniforms and they went into a place and just robbed the place. But what happened last week, I think it was Friday, dude kidnapped a 7-year-old girl with his FedEx truck. And it just like, it sucks for like people who are, and killed her, and they caught him. But it's just like, it sucks because it's like, you know, in our profession, you know, I mean, I don't have to as much now because I don't really have like all the residentials I got. Like I do businesses and apartments. Like I don't really have like a lot of houses anymore. But it just sucks that you know you're driving your truck on the people's property, and you hear news like this where you know what I'm saying, this dude just while he's working just snatches up this 7-year-old girl and you know what I mean, and kidnaps her and kill her, and it's just like it sucks, man. Like it really does.
Yeah.
But when you said that, it just reminded me of like, you know, just a strange dude just wearing a Santa outfit like in the mall. Like we don't know if he's some kind of just super creep who might be trying to, like you said, he could be picking up kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a trusting suit to have on. You know, to kids like, oh my God, that's Santa Claus. But you know, hey, yeah, come with me, and you know,
that's why
as
parents, we have to be honest with our children and start telling them that Santa Claus, like once they hit like 5, bro, we got to start telling them the truth. Hey, Santa Claus just ain't real, man. Santa Claus don't go to work every day and make this money to buy you these goddamn gifts.
Yeah, see, I never played that game. Like I told my ex-wife because she was saying, oh, well, Santa Claus is this, none of that, and she was like,
Mm-hmm.
right there. I was like, look, don't ask me. I said, because I'm telling you, I'm gonna ruin their life because I was always raised. Excuse me, y'all. I was always raised. It wasn't no Santa Claus. My mom was like,
Yeah.
I'm not giving no other person no damn credit for my gifts. So
Mm-hmm.
she was like, what do you want for Christmas? So that's how I was raised. So I was like, yo,
Oh man, speaking of, bro, I wish we could put the video that you showed me up of your son opening that present, bro.
oh, yo, okay, y'all. This is what he said, and it's
Tell that
Christmas
story,
related.
bro.
So
That might have been the greatest thing I've ever seen parents do. That was genius, bro.
yo, that was hilarious. So for the people who listen to this podcast all the time, I speak about my youngest son. He loves horror movies just like I do, but he's a really big fan of Chucky. Right? He's seen
Mm-hmm.
probably all of the Chucky movies. He even watched the TV show that they got out now. So when he was, I think he was probably was 6 or 7. So he's 6 or 7, and my ex-wife is like, and she one of these type people. So when she bought it, because she showed it to me first, and I was like, yeah, you are definitely one of those type parents. Because like, yeah, she's one of the ones who like, oh yeah, you like this, I'm gonna fuck with you. So
Mm-hmm.
she shows me, she buys him a Chucky doll. So we his birthday is Christmas Eve. So we gave it to him early. So we was like, this is gonna be your birthday present. So he's sitting there, it's me, her, his brother and his grandma. So we sitting there and like she had it like because it wasn't in a box. It was just like so she wrapped it in the Spencer's bag that it came in.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there trying to get the bag open, and then he gets it like a peek open, and he looks in it, and he said he throws it down. But when he throws it down, he said, she said, is he scared of it? And they were like, open it. He was like, no.
Hey, bro, that was the greatest video ever, bro. That
Hey,
shit was so
boy.
fucking hilarious, man.
Hey, that shit is comedy, bud.
Oh
And
my
then it was
goodness.
like, so once we actually finally got it out, because he didn't go back to it. So I had to get it out. And it was like, look, I was like, oh, it's not real. I was like, it's fake, So I was like, look at the knife. I was like, the knife, because it came with a knife. I said, look, the
Yeah.
knife is fake. I was like, it's fake. So then he was happy. He took a picture with it. But dude, it took about a week later, and then he wouldn't even sleep in it with the room with him. He
Hey,
was like,
man,
nah.
you better than me. You better than me. Cause I'd have been just every night, every day. I'd have woke up in the morning and just put it in a random place every day.
Oh man, yeah, but
Hey,
that video
telling
is
you.
all time funny,
Yeah,
but
that video was amazing, man. That shit was so funny, man. I was like, oh my goodness, cause it's just so funny, bro. Like even with it, like, cause just even with the little boy in the movie, like this nigga was scared. Like what was it? Was he was scared of the dark or some shit like that?
I don't think he was scared because you talking about the very first one, right, with Andy. I don't think he was scared of the
No. I'm
dark.
talking about Bad Santa.
Oh, which kid? You talking about the fat kid?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was scared of the dark.
What
I
the
just
fuck
think
was he?
nobody just took care of his ass.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was just he just lived with his grandma. His grandma was just old as shit.
Yeah, because his dad told him that he was going to the mountains. This motherfucker locked up.
Yeah, he was out of there. He was
Yeah,
all the way out of there.
yeah, that was funny. The fact that his dad told him that he was going to the mountains for a couple of years, and this motherfucker is in jail for some kind of fucking fraud or some shit.
Yeah.
Like that was comedy. Cause you would be like, yo, why is this kid just walking around and nobody taking care of his ass? Because the damn grandma at home just waiting for him to come home so she can ask him, do you want a sandwich?
They threw that shit over her fucking face, bro. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, boy, this motherfucker was frying up that bologna. I forgot what he told him what it was. He threw some fucking salsa on that shit. I was like, yo, boy. I was like, this dude is fucking all time. And then, like, when they first strolled up to the mall, and this motherfucker was drinking that drink, and then he threw the bottle on that car, and the alarm started going off. I was like, yo.
He shattered the whole fucking windshield, man.
Yo, Billy Bob Thornton is wild, but this was one, like I said.
The fact that the sick part is they showed up to the mall with the Santa and the elf costume on.
Dude, that's pretty much all he wore.
Yeah. That shit was sick as fuck.
Like, we saw Marcus in clothes on different occasions. It was like, this motherfucker wore that Santa suit like 95% of the movie. Like, that's all he wore, really. So that was like really like his damn Batman outfit. Like, he just always wore it. But yeah, this movie, man, is definitely it is hilarious. Like, it got so many jokes. And it's like, when you think about, and I keep saying this, man, because like when we watch comedy movies today and we watch comedy movies back then, it's just like, just certain shit don't fly anymore. Like even the little people jokes that's in it, like the whole fact of like what we said earlier, when he couldn't reach the scarf on that mannequin, instead of just knocking the mannequin down, this motherfucker just chopping the damn leg off until it fell. That's a play on him being a little person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made it funny. It's like they don't like make movies where they're like making fun of them anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like my thing was like back then, and this also goes into my Dave Chappelle bag. It's just like, yo, if you want equality, then get these jokes just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to feel
the last movie to do it was that I've seen at least was Project X.
Well, I haven't seen Project X in so long.
They stuffed that motherfucker in the oven and turned on the oven.
Oh man, Project X, yo.
He got out of the oven and started punching everybody in the dick, bro, in the party. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro.
But yeah, man, they definitely don't make jokes like about them anymore. So it's just like, you know, that part, you know, a dude being drunk like he was, like, I mean, they still make movies of drunks, but like, this was like excessive drinking. And I think that like people would look at it now like it wouldn't even really be funny, because like that type of drinking and the type of drinking that Denzel was doing in Flight was two totally different type of drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that, it wasn't nothing comedic about that at all. Like, we didn't really look at Willie as we looked at him as a drunk, but he was caught in so many funny situations where we laughed at this shit. Like, Flight was just like, yo, like, this dude, you know what it is? Like,
well, this nigga flew a plane too, though, man. Ain't nothing funny about getting drunk and flying the plane.
But even with him flying the plane, the one thing that he did at that time, they tried to do a bunch of simulations, and nobody could fucking do what he did that day. So even though he was drunk, this motherfucker was cool under pressure. Because,
well, yeah, usually when you get it depends on how drunk you are. You can do some amazing shit when you buzzing.
I mean, yeah, this is true.
You
this is true. But like that type of drinking, we looked at it like, oh my God, you need help. We watching Willie like, yo, this shit is hilarious.
Right.
Like we just view things differently. And like the way that he was drinking, it was just like, dude, boy, your liver ain't shit. So
he wasn't shit.
Well, he definitely wasn't shit. Like this, he was, and then like the way that he was just talking to the kids, man. It's like
he threw that goddamn skateboard at him. That motherfucker ain't shit, bro. He ain't shit. He threw that goddamn skateboard at them kids, man.
Man, he beat that one kid ass,
He
but
beat the shit out that little boy, man.
hey, that boy had listen, but the kid, that motherfucker had the all-time wedgie, boy. Like I ain't never seen a wedgie that bad before.
Right.
But yeah, that was funny. But it was good to see him take up for the kid, and then the all-time part at the end when he gave that kid that letter to get to the cops, and Willie, not Willie, but Marcus was about to kill his ass because he was like, yo, like you getting worse and worse, man. Like I just got to take you out now. And so then the police showed up.
Kill him, no, that's some wild shit. Just leave the nigga.
Because the thing is, he could have took off with the money, and Willie, he would have never found him again because they go to different cities every year. Because he said, dude, they only spoke when they got together to do a job. Because he said, Willie, he said, I'm gonna call you in a year. That's exactly what he said. So obviously they don't talk, they're not friends. Right. So it's just like he could have just left. It wasn't like he was gonna go to the police and be like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Me and
this dude robbed banks. Robbed malls.
Yeah, we robbed malls.
He stole my half.
Yeah, like he stole my half and just took off from him. Like, come on. He didn't have to kill him, but that kid wanted a purple bear. Well, not a bear, but an elephant. And the dude couldn't remember if he wanted a purple one or a pink one. So yeah, man, it was just he got it to that kid though. He got shot. Yo, this motherfucker took like what, about 6-7 shots in the back. Like that was crazy. But he said that he didn't get hit in any arteries though.
Yeah.
So
he was so drunk he probably ain't had no arteries.
Man, that motherfucker was like Tony Montana, but at the end of Scarface.
Man, that motherfucker drunk so much, bro. He probably ain't had nothing but liquor in his body.
Nothing but he didn't feel any of that shit. And then he gave that kid that damn bloody elephant. He was like, I hope I didn't leave too much blood on it. Yeah, that was hilarious. And then tell me in what world this damn bartender lady is gonna sit there and be the caretaker of this kid until the dude get out of jail.
Hey man, apparently he was laying good pipe.
Apparently.
You heard what Olivia Spencer said. Maybe he get on the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, to me though, man, that's just one of them things. Like I enjoyed the fact that him being around that kid, it kind of helped him. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of gave him some growth. It gave him some accountability. You know what I mean? Like it really helped him kind of turn his life around. Because it's like, you know, Marcus was right. Like, bro, like you getting worse and fucking worse, bro. Like you just living the fucking primitive ass life. You drinking every goddamn day. You don't got nowhere to stay for real. And if you do got somewhere to stay, you fucking everybody in the goddamn premises. Like you just fucking everything up. You going worse and worse and worse and falling lower and lower into the goddamn slumps. And then, you know what I'm saying, luckily this kid came along and gave him some type of reason to, you know what I'm saying, change the shit around. And that's what I enjoyed about the movie too, was just the fact that we got to see a chance to see a character kind of grow and, you know what I'm saying, do some shit. Which to me is, you know what I'm saying, is dope, especially when it's a comedy movie, but you still try to put like that little moral of the story in there.
Yeah. Nah, definitely right, man.
Yeah, man. So, you ready to get into the Fire Flames?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right.
Yoga Fire. Yoga Flame.
All right, man. So what you giving this thing?
You know, for what it was, the cast was good, man. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac, man. For what this movie was, for it being a Christmas movie that's definitely not for kids, I am going to give this movie, I'm going to give it a 4, man. It's very entertaining. It's very funny. Jokes that's not necessarily going to fly today that are still funny. So put yourself in a little time machine and actually laugh about something and not worry about the backlash of it. But yeah, man, I'm gonna give it a 4, man.
Cool, man. I'm gonna go a notch above. I'm going 4.5. You know what I'm saying? The cast, like you said, was amazing. But not only that, man, the fact that Billy Bob Thornton comes into this role and he's playing a comedic role on top of playing alongside a guy like Bernie Mac and Tony Cox. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that's for I don't think people understand how hard that is to be, you know what I'm saying, like the funny guy in a movie like that when everybody else around you does this for a living. And this is
Yep.
not what you do for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy for Bernie Mac to get some laughs. It's easy for Tony Cox to get laughs because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? We've seen them in Friday. We've seen them in, you know what I'm saying, various other comedy movies. Like, so we know that's they get down. That's how they, you know what I'm saying, like that's their job. For Billy Bob Thornton to do it is super different because we don't know Billy Bob Thornton to be in a bunch of comedy movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know him to be the funny guy in movies. We've seen him in those roles before, and like I feel like after Bad Santa, he kind of went down that line a little bit. Like, he did the Bad News Bears movie. He did like a couple other movies, but it's like we've seen him in that lane after Bad Santa. And he was doing, you know what I'm saying, such a great job in that. It's like dude could really, you know what I'm saying, like really have a career doing this. You know what I'm saying? But also we've seen him in some stuff where he's had to play super serious roles and he's killed those roles. So
Yep.
I enjoyed it, man. I thought he did a great job. Like I said, I thought the little boy made the movie. So I'm going 4.5.
Cool deal. I ain't mad at it.
All right, man. Let's do this coming soon, brother.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. What we got?
So, man, we got the very hilarious, funny movie, man, starring three very talented people, man. Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie, man,
Yeah, buddy.
in the comedy movie The Night Before, man. So this is gonna be fucking funny. This movie is hilarious, man. About one weed man. This motherfucker, Michael Shannon being the damn weed man, yo, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be fun doing this one.
For sure, man. And then, you know what I'm saying, the famous karaoke scene, you can't forget that. I can't wait to get into this one, man. This is gonna be another dope one. Get a chance to get some more laughs in. And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's really what it's all about, getting into that Christmas spirit, you know what I'm saying, making people smile. And you know what I'm saying, it's easy to smile when you watching movies like these. So y'all tune in, you know what I'm saying, for the next episode. We're bringing that to y'all. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you guys can enjoy it. And if you enjoyed Bad Santa, if you thought it was too raunchy, if you thought it was, you know what I'm saying, just in time for the holiday, you know what I'm saying, spirit and all that good stuff, hit us up on the socials. Let us know on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnon You could also hit us up on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. As far as myself, you can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I got a link tree in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there. And yeah, man, check me out on Twitch at Scoots Bronson. You can watch me play some video games. Come jump in the chat. Come talk to me. And also check out my album. It's on all music platforms. It's called Elation. Just search my name, Scoots Bronson, and you can find me. And that's all I got.
And for me, man, y'all can find me at Foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. New episode gonna be coming very soon, man. I'm gonna get myself and Scoots Bronson gonna give our top 10. Mine is gonna be hip hop albums, but the hip hop rap albums, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna give our top 10 of albums of this year. So that's gonna be coming very, very soon for the people. So be on the lookout for that. And that's it. That's all I got.
Cool, man. So listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Your support is always greatly appreciated. And until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, man, that's a wrap.
Cut.